Fathers on June 13 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. The Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, in association with the Bureau of Gender Affairs, will celebrate Father's Day 2025 under the theme, The Power of Presence. Fathers who make a difference. Hashtag Daddy is Home. Activities begin with a spa day on June 11 at the Ministry's Roof Terrace with Outstanding Fathers Award recipients and Ministry staff members who are fathers receiving pampering, refreshments and games under the theme, Caring for the Caring Dad. The grand celebration is set for June 13 with the Outstanding Fathers Award ceremony where 60 exemplary fathers will be honored at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. So tune in to Cliff Hughes Online June 13 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM.
Ready to tackle that building project? Start right. Start here at H&L Rapid True Value for building supplies. The time by H&L Rapid True Value is
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Learn about smart betting strategies with AnyBet. Bet wisely, enjoy responsibly, and maximize your success. The temperature by AnyBet is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius in Kingston and Montego Bay.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Robian Williams.
And I'm Mahiri Stewart.
In Nationwide News at this hour, Nationwide understands and has seen documents which suggest Northwest St. Andrew MP Dwayne Smith may have misled the public when he denied owing millions of dollars to businessman Sean Azan.
This after telling Nationwide Radio he owes Azan nothing.
What I can tell you definitively, I do not owe Mr. Azan $1.
Transport Authority to clamp down on loud and lewd music in public passenger vehicles.
But several transport groups and associations are calling for clarity on the enforcement drive.
Integrated Master Builders Group wants to know how much of the Spark program is being done by local contractors.
In news from the rest of the world, UN Food Agency appeals for $46 million to help 2 million Haitians facing severe hunger.
Donald Trump and his former pal Elon Musk are at war.
In headline sports, Reggae Boys en route to BVI for the resumption of World Cup qualifying cycle.
And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, Editor Newman.
From 6 to 8, we'll be broadcasting live from the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel for the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo. You'll hear about solar solutions that are both sustainable and attainable for the manufacturing industry.
And at 8, it's Jamaican Dads with Dennis Brooks, Garth Williams, Marlon Campbell, and Floyd Green. All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile, Nationwide 90 FM, nationwideradiojm.com, and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. This Thursday afternoon, it's Thursday, June 5, 2025.
News at 5 is brought to you by the Crispy Barbecue Zinger from KFC. Back for a limited time with the flavor that makes everything crunch. KFC, it's finger licking good.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now the details. Nationwide News has seen documents which purport to show that MP for Northwest St. Andrew, the JLP's Dwayne Smith, may have misled the public when he denied owing millions of dollars to a Kingston businessman. Smith, who's facing the prospect of a lawsuit over the debt, broke his silence on an issue that has dogged his career as a politician for several years. Speaking on Cliff Hughes Online earlier on Thursday, Smith has said he owed nothing to Sean Azan, the managing director of Xanadu Limited. But Nationwide News has seen material which suggests the first-term MP may not have been telling the truth. George Davis has our story.
Dwayne Smith was unequivocal on the question of whether or not he owes millions of dollars to Sean Azan, his former friend. The issue of the debt was the subject of a lawsuit which the court dismissed earlier this week. Smith, who says he's bracing for a fresh legal attack from Azan's lawyers, was in a bullish mood when he spoke to Cliff Hughes earlier on Thursday. His message: he owes Sean Azan nothing.
The interview that was done by Mr. Azan's attorney is painful to me, hurtful to me, because not one sentence that he said is factual, and he knows it's not true. And there's an avenue to deal with attorneys who tells lies and waste the court's time by saying that they served somebody or someone's and they did not get, they know they didn't. I have written to my attorneys, giving them permission to accept this new lawsuit, and I can confirm two things. One, nothing that Mr. Azan's attorney said yesterday is true. Nothing. And two, I owe Mr. Azan zero. Not $1 is outstanding to Mr. Azan.
Given the information at his disposal, Cliff Hughes pressed Dwayne Smith on whether or not he does indeed owe money to Sean Azan.
Is it true that Mr. Azan lent you approximately $103,000 for a business venture and that you have not paid him back for over approximately 10 years?
Okay, no, it goes right back to what I said a while ago.
Is that true?
Today. It is not true. But again,
Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, I'm asking, did Mr. Azan lend you over $103,000 for pursuing a business venture that you have not repaid him?
I do not know what this new suit entails, so I cannot speak to any specifics. But what I can tell you definitively, I do not owe Mr. Azan $1.
But there's a problem. You see, fresh material seen by Nationwide News on Thursday afternoon suggests otherwise. We have seen 6 documents, 4 letters and 2 memoranda that purport to show that Dwayne Smith owes Sean Azan millions of dollars. All documents represent correspondence sent by Azan to a particular investment management company instructing that loans be made out to 2 companies, K&S Food Services Limited and K&S Higher Services. Both those companies are understood to be owned by Dwayne Smith. There are 4 loans from Sean Azan to K&S Food Services Limited on January 15, 2015 for $3.5 million, March 30, 2015 for another $3.5 million, June 11, 2015 for $4 million, and June 17, 2015 for $1.5 million. Then there are 2 loans from Sean Azan to Smith's other company, K&S Higher Services, for $20,000 on March 22, 2017 and $30,000 on April 25, 2017. Altogether, these 6 loans amount to $50,000 and 12.5 million Jamaican dollars. Additionally, Nationwide News has seen copies of WhatsApp conversations which appear to show Dwayne Smith acknowledging his debt to Sean Azan and discussing whether he'll need a guarantor for the monies owed. In one particular exchange, dated May 7, 2020, with a timestamp of 11:07 a.m., Azan appears to confront Smith with the message, quote, "I gather you are telling people you owe no money," end quote. On the same date and against the same timestamp, 11:07 a.m., Smith appears to reply, quote, "That is not true. Never ever denied funds outstanding," end quote. George Davis for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, when Nationwide News called Northwest St. Andrew MP Dwayne Smith for a response to the matter at about 3 p.m., he told our news center he was busy in his constituency. He asked us to call him back in an hour. We called him back about 4 p.m. and told him we were in possession of documents which appear to contradict his declarations made earlier on Nationwide Radio about his debt to Sean Azan. He said he was still busy and accepted a suggestion to respond tomorrow. He reiterated that the matter concerning the debt was before the court.
The Transport Authority will be clamping down on operators of public passenger vehicles, PPVs, who continue to install and use sound equipment outside the approved AM/FM radio bands. Under Section 15 of the Transport Authority regulations, the use of flash drives, Bluetooth, CDs, or any other installation of equipment capable of playing back video or audio recordings is strictly prohibited in PPVs. Managing Director of the authority, Ralston Smith, says the enforcement drive comes amid increased reports of PPV operators playing loud and lewd music in their vehicles.
Members of the public, but this is normal activities that seem to be coming up and so forth. So on the 10-15th, the transport operation shall not play or cause the delay on any vehicle, any musical instrument, any song or video recording of the form, any broadcast of any song or video program except a broadcast from the AM FM station in Jamaica by way of radio.
The authority issued the reminder of the regulations to PPVs on their social media pages on Thursday. The regulation does not apply to vehicles licensed as contract carriers, but PPV operators found in breach could face a fine of up to $25,000. Mr. Smith says the Transport Authority will be taking action against those who continue to disregard the law.
Meanwhile, several transport groups and associations are calling for clarity on the legislation surrounding the playing of sound equipment in PPVs. They made the call in a joint letter to Managing Director of the Transport Authority and Chairman of the National Steering Committee, Ralston Smith, on Thursday. The groups note that they support the enforcement of the law. However, they say they do not support operators being criminalized for having a radio system installed by manufacturers and permitted by government agencies. The groups include the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services TODS, All Voice, JATU, All Island Taxi Association, and People's Voice Taxi Group. Editor Newman is the president of TODS.
We have some concerns to which we have been discussing over the past 48 hours, and we are prepared to sit with government to have the regulation tweaked in a way to give more clarity to passengers on the reason why the lewd music and loud music should not be played, and to the extent that some vehicles have extended equipments in them. So we welcome the idea, but at the same time we want to have a deeper look at the regulations and the pointers that give rise to concerns by some transport operators.
Editor Newman, president of TODS.
Students who attend Phoenix Academy Jamaica in St. Andrew will be allowed to continue their education at the school until the end of June. The Education Ministry provided the update following reports that students and staff were locked out of the privately operated institution on Monday. Head of the Independent Schools Unit in the Ministry of Education, Sharon Hunt, says the extension is to allow for the students to sit their final examinations.
I can tell you that we got some indication that something was not quite right. We had started our investigation, and we are now in contact with the landlord and his lawyer, and the school will remain open until the end of this month. We have to facilitate the students completing the system and doing their exams, and the ministry has put in all force behind it. The region is helping to ensure that everything runs well, because as you know, we have had the grade 5 PEP exam at this point in time. We did not particularly want the students to be thrown too much off.
It's understood the landlord changed the locks at the school gate and placed a notice with a directive to contact his lawyer. Reports are that the school owes at least 7 months' rent. An updated report from the Gleaner newspaper also revealed that some parents have retained attorneys and filed a report over delayed payback of millions they've invested at the school through an internal program which started in 2024. The report was made to the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA. While declining to speak on that aspect, Ms. Hunt says the ministry will ensure that parents are able to transfer their children to other schools.
I cannot speak to investment and otherwise to the school, but the ministry will stand behind the school where the educational aspect is concerned and ensure as much as possible a seamless transition of these students into wherever the parents deem that they would want them as best as possible. It is unfortunate when these things happen, but the ministry has limited knowledge of these things because it's a private entity, and so we can only ensure that the students who are the vulnerable ones are taken care of to the best of our ability.
Sharon Hunt, head of the Independent Schools Unit in the Ministry of Education, speaking earlier on Nationwide this morning.
You're listening to Nationwide News at 5. More news after these.
Annual eye examinations not only assess your vision but may be life-saving. Eye tests may detect serious health issues that go beyond your vision, including diabetes, hypertension, and some cancers. Call IQ Optical to schedule your comprehensive eye test today. The time by IQ Optical is
5:14.
Rentokil Initial offers air purification solutions with triple filtration and unique auto-sensing capabilities that neutralizes malodor and replaces it with clean air. Call Rentokil Initial at 926-4236 for more details.
The temperature by Rentokil is...
It's 31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 30 in Montego Bay.
This is an important announcement from the National Water Commission. Water supply to customers in sections of St. Elizabeth and Manchester will be impacted by necessary well rehabilitation works at the Pepper No. 3 well in St. Elizabeth from Monday, May 26 to Friday, June 13, 2025. As a result of this work, operations at Pepper No. 3 will be suspended while operations at the Gutters pumping station will be reduced to 55% of capacity. During this time, customers may have no water or may experience low water pressure. The affected areas include Martin Hill, Prospect, Downs, Mandeville Town, Spurtree Heights, Knockpatrick, Newport, Lincoln, Gutters, Spurtree, sections of New Forest, Nain, Sea Air, Greenvale, Hatfield, Dunrobin, Balvenie, Kingsland, DeCartwright Road, Cotton Tree, Georges Valley, Hillside, Richmond, Old England, Greyground, Newport, Ward Avenue, Heartease, Woodlawn Housing Scheme, Caledonia Road, Caledonia Meadows, Albion, Mayday, Brumalia, Marshall's Pen, Waltham, Perth, Cedar Gardens, Miketown, Huntley, and surrounding areas. Impacted customers may request trucked water by calling the NWC's toll-free line at 888-225-5692. The NWC regrets any inconvenience this may cause and craves the patience and understanding of its valued customers during this period of necessary works. That was an important announcement from the National Water Commission.
Continuing the news, Opposition leader Mark Golding has praised non-government groups for voicing their concerns with the appointment of Dennis Chung as Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division, FID. At the same time, he's criticizing members of the private sector who have spoken out in defense of Mr. Chung.
So this is a totally untenable situation, and I'm very happy that various non-government and non-political organizations have come forward and said this is untenable, this doesn't look right, it should not stand. And I'm very disappointed that there are some leaders in the private sector who seem to think there's nothing wrong with what has taken place. I suggest that they reconsider the matter and look at the facts, because it is absolutely clear and blatant that this appointment is totally inappropriate, untenable, and should not stand.
The National Integrity Action, the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, and the Advocates Network have raised concerns about Chung's appointment to the FID. This while leading figures in the private sector have defended his record of service across administrations and his competence for the job. This include the current and a former president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, Metri Siaga, and William Mafood. Mr. Golding, who was speaking at a PNP forum in St. James on Wednesday evening, insists that Mr. Chung is biased and unqualified for the post.
Somebody who has come on public radio, looked at the report of the Integrity Commission and said, oh, despite all the things I've mentioned, there's nothing there, there's nothing wrong with any of that. That is the person who they want to put and have put to be the Chief Technical Director of the Financial Investigations Division that is charged with completing the investigation of the Prime Minister. Someone who he's closely associated with, and somebody who, although an accountant, has no law enforcement experience, no particular qualifications in the area of fighting financial crimes, which are the core requirements to run the FID. The FID is an investigative law enforcement agency, and it's a very important one.
Mark Golding, Leader of Opposition.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
The world in a minute.
The UN Food Agency is appealing for $46 million for the next 6 months to help about 2 million Haitians in dire need of food. This includes 8,500 who are at the worst catastrophic level of hunger. The appeal has been issued by Lola Castro, the World Food Program WFP's regional director for Latin America and the Caribbean, who recently returned from Haiti. She says escalating gang violence has displaced well over 1 million people and left half of the population, 5.7 million people, in urgent need of food. Castro told the Associated Press that at least 1 in 5 Haitians severely lack food and face starvation and destitution. She is urging donors to be generous, noting that Haiti must not be forgotten as the world deals with other crises.
Tensions between U.S. President Donald Trump and tech billionaire Elon Musk have seemingly reached a breaking point. This as both Musk and Trump engaged in a public spat on Thursday on social media. Trump spoke of his surprise and disappointment in Musk during an Oval Office meeting with the German Chancellor. Musk hit back on his social platform X that Trump would have lost the election without him, posting such ingratitude. Trump has responded on his own Truth Social platform, accusing Musk of going crazy. Amid the fighting, Tesla's stock price dropped a significant 14%, lowering Musk's EV company below the $1 trillion threshold. The public feud comes after Musk last week officially left his government post, where he was tasked with rooting out excessive spending. Musk spent about over $200 million supporting Trump's 2024 presidential run, along with other Republican campaigns. What many in Washington's political circles termed the bromance between them now appears to be over.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
And Charles O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology and integrity.
Recapping the top stories making nationwide news at this hour. Nationwide has seen documents which suggest Northwest St. Andrew MP Dwayne Smith may have misled the public when he denied owing millions of dollars to businessman Sean Azan.
This after telling Nationwide Radio he owes Azan nothing.
What I can tell you definitively, I do not owe Mr. Azan $1.
Transport Authority to clamp down on loud and lewd music in public passenger vehicles.
But several transport groups and associations are calling for clarity on the enforcement drive.
I'm Robianne Williams.
And I'm Mahiri Stewart.
You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. News next, tomorrow at 6 a.m.
News at 5 was brought to you by the Crispy Barbecue Zinger from KFC. Back for a limited time with the flavor that makes everything crunch. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
Sports at 5 is brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. The Olympic silver medalist Shanika Ricketts will be going for her second straight victory on the Wonder Diamond League circuit when she leads a host of Jamaicans into the Golden Gala in Rome on Friday. Ricketts won the triple jump in Doha, Qatar on May 16 with a season's best 14 meters 72 and will be joined in Rome by the other two podium finishers from the Olympic Games in Paris, gold medalist Thea Lafond and bronze medal winner Jasmine Moore. they will be going up against the entire podium from the World Indoor Championships in March. Jamaica's three leading women in the 400 meters hurdles, Anjanette Knight, Rochelle Clayton and Sharon Summon will be in action in their pet event. Omar McLeod and Orlando Bennett will line up in the 110 meters high hurdles, along with the Olympic silver medalist Daniel Roberts of the USA. National champ and record holder Rajendra Campbell, the Olympic bronze medalist, is down for the men's shot put with the world indoor champion Tom Walsh and the two-time world champion Joe Kovacs. Olympic finalists Romaine Beckford and Raymond Richards have entered for the high jump, and Kerry McLeod the long jump. Jamaica's national senior men's football team should now be in Road Town, the capital of British Virgin Islands, ahead of Saturday's CONCACAF World Cup qualifier at the A.O. Shirley ground. The team trained this morning before departing the island. The squad is at full strength, only with Ethan Pinnock, the only first-team regular, missing. However, newcomer Tyrese Campbell of English Championship side Charlton Athletics is looking forward to his debut after acquiring his Jamaican passport. The 21-year-old striker qualified to represent Jamaica through his father and maternal grandparents. Campbell, who won the Charlton Young Player of the Year award for the 2024-25 season, says the process to represent Jamaica has been long.
Good feelings, been a long time, so happy to finally get it. We started well this season, then during the season where we weren't doing as well, we drawing and losing some games, and then after that, the Christmas period, we just kept winning and winning and kept it up, and it was good to finally get promotion. Yeah, it was good. Everyone was nice and welcoming, made me feel comfortable, so yeah, it's good.
Having gone through the troubles of getting his Jamaican passport, Campbell says he's now eager to put on the shirt.
Yeah, I'm looking forward and excited.
Shortest bite in history, that's Tyrese Campbell. European champion Spain beat France 5-4 in Stuttgart on Thursday to advance to the final of the UEFA Nations League. Spain led the contest 5-1 with 20 minutes remaining thanks to a double from the teenage superstar Lamine Yamal and one each from Nico Williams, Mikel Merino and Pedri. However, the French torn back with a wonder strike from Ryan Cherki on debut and an own goal along with Randall Colomwani, adding to a penalty from Kilikili Mbappe. In the end, it was not enough as Spain head to Munich for Sunday's championship decider against Cristiano Ronaldo and his Portugal team. Barbadian Shea Hope will debut as West Indies T20 captain when the two-time world champions take on England at the Riverside on Friday in the first game of their three-match series. Hope, who is also the one-day international captain, was appointed T20 captain in March of this year, replacing Jamaica's Rovman Powell. The Caribbean side will be seeking their first win on the tour of England following their 3-0 sweep in the one-day internationals. Hope says they just need to build on the positives from the one-day internationals.
We just need to adapt a bit quicker, assess the conditions, and obviously play a particular situation a little bit better. But it's a different squad now. We have to put that ODI series behind us, take the learnings from it for sure. And then look ahead. We've got a new captain, some experienced players coming back into the T20 side. So there's a lot to look forward to. Yes, take the learnings from the ODI series, but focus now is on the T20.
Hope believes fast bowler Alzarri Joseph will be crucial to the team's success.
We're always expecting more from him. He's shown what he can do over the last couple of years, and he's been unsung pretty much so for this particular series so far. He's an X-factor type of bowler, and it's someone we'll be certainly banking on, especially going forward. And it's great to see he's been doing so well lately, and hopefully can continue for the T20 series.
West Indies T20 captain, actually the West Indies white ball captain Shea Hope. This summer's test series between England and India will be for a new trophy named after two legends of both countries. The teams will play for the Tendulkar Anderson Trophy, named after Sachin Tendulkar of India and James Anderson of England. The Tendulkar Anderson Trophy will be unveiled in the run-up to the 5-match series, which starts at Headingley, Leeds on June 20. Tendulkar remains the leading run scorer in Test cricket history. He's got 15,921 runs. The 52-year-old played 200 Tests. Between 1989 and 2013, Anderson is both England's all-time leading wicket taker and the most successful pace bowler in Test cricket history. He's got 704 wickets. Since retiring from international cricket last summer, the 42-year-old Anderson has worked as England's bowling consultant and is now back playing county cricket for Lancashire, having signed a one-year contract extension at Old Trafford. Tendulkar and Anderson played against each other in 14 tests. No bowler dismissed Tendulkar more than the 9 times he was removed by Anderson. Test series between England and India in the UK had previously been played for the Patodi Trophy, named after the Patodi family. The Nawab of Patodi played for both England and India in the 1930s and 40s, while his son played for India in the 1960s and 70s and was one of their greatest captains. The Patodi family have been told of the new trophy, or the trophy change. And finally in sports at this time, the world's number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, and the American Coco Gauff will meet in Saturday's women's singles final at the French Open Tennis Championships at Roland Garros. Following contrasting semi-final wins today, Sabalenka took out one of the favorites, and in fact she took out the 3-time champion Iga Swiatek in a blockbuster semi-final. She won 7-6, 4-6, 6 left to end the 5th seed Swiatek's 26-match winning run at the tournament, which included victories in the last 3 finals. After a slow start on the Roland Garros clay, Poland's Swiatek fought back to level, but Sabalenka dominated at 24 minutes deciding set. Sabalenka won 3 Grand Slam titles of all common hard courts, and she's never reached the Paris Open final.
Honestly, that feels incredible, but I also understand that the job is not done yet, and I'm just thrilled with the performance today, with this win, and with the atmosphere in the stadium. You guys just thank you so much for the atmosphere you're bringing on court, because it makes us feel like, I don't know, amazing. Thank you.
So Aryna Sabalenka, Gauff, a finalist in 2022, beat local favorite Laure Bosson 6-1, 6-2. Bosson's memorable run ended after she began the tournament as world's number 361. And Gauff says the experience gained since 2022 should help her to lift the trophy on centre court at the Philippe Chatrier on Saturday.
Yeah, it definitely will help me. I was super nervous going into that final. Obviously, I'm playing Aryna. It's going to be a tough match, but overall, I think I'm just really proud of myself. And yeah, there's still a lot more work to do, but I'm just going to enjoy this one, and then tomorrow I'll start the preparation for the final.
Should be a cracker of a final on Saturday. That's Coco Gauff, and that's sports.
Sports at 5 was brought to you by Total Tools. Total Tools, every tool, every trade.
KFC is back with the crispy barbecue zinger. So delicious, this one is a winner. Spicy with bacon, onions, cheddar, the smoky barbecue sauce.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC is back. A delicious spicy zinger with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy onions, and smoky barbecue sauce. Available for a limited time. The craving that makes everything crunch. KFC's crispy barbecue zinger. It's finger-licking good.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC with the smoky barbecue sauce.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackhammer. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. In 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Make a toast to your future. The JTA Cooperative Credit Union is by your side. All educators, the best is what you deserve.
We'll keep your dreams alive.
Competitive loans to help you grow.
We'll take you higher.
Great returns on your savings. A bright future is in the making.
Build the best you with the best credit union. We are committed to serving you.
JTA Cooperative Credit Union, serving our members, impacting lives positively.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, June 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo from the Jamaica Pegasus Legacy Suite. Join us live as Fosrich highlights sustainable energy solutions, investment opportunities, and industry collaborations that highlight strategies for national development and technology advancements, showcasing cutting-edge energy solutions and innovations. So tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, June 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's the Fosrich and Partners Energy Conference. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. All this and more, only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Fosrich Group of Companies. We foster rich customer service. First Global Bank, Development Bank of Jamaica, Jamaica Solar, and Huawei.
Cover Story is brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Safe, fast, and accepted in more locations.
Multilink, access every time, everywhere I go. Multilink, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use Multilink. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy. Look for the Multilink logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network. Multilink, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my Multilink?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here Nationwide at 5. I'm Cliff Hughes. And I think Sanjay Lewis is somewhere online.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hughes. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, couldn't tell when last I co-hosted a program with you, Mr. Lewis.
It's a blessing today, right?
I hope so. Yes, I really hope so. And the blessings have to do with the energy. The Fosrich and the Partners Energy Expo here at the Pegasus Hotel. Yeah, and we're going to be learning a lot about what is on offer here. Energy is such an important part of the economy here in Jamaica, both at the micro and the macro level. So we're going to be talking with Fosrich and their energy partners a little later. But in our cover story this afternoon, Sanjay, the Transport Authority is clamping down on operators of public passenger vehicles, PPVs, who continue to install and use sound equipment outside their approved AM/FM radio bands. The authority issued the warning on their Instagram page today, Thursday. Its managing director, Ralston Smith, says the reminder comes amid increased reports of PPV operators playing loud and lewd music in their vehicles.
Well, under Section 15 of the Transport Authority regulations, the use of flash devices, Bluetooth, CDs, or any other installation of equipment capable of playing back a video or audio recordings is strictly prohibited in PPVs. The regulation does not apply to a vehicle that is licensed for contract carriage services. PPV operators found in breach face a fine of up to $25,000. Mr. Simit says the Transport Authority will be taking action against those who continue to disregard the law.
And the president of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services STADS, Edgerton Newman, is welcoming the action of the Transport Authority. That's the prohibition he's calling for clarification. Joining us to discuss, we're going to begin with the Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Smith. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon, Cliff.
Good afternoon.
Listeners out there in this land.
So, is it that you are now clamping down, you're choosing to enforce this prohibition, or what? What has sparked it?
All right, so thank you, Cliff, for this opportunity to ventilate this issue properly. The Transport Authority over time has received several complaints about playing of loud and lewd music on public passenger vehicles, and in particular stage carriage. This, of course, is against the provision of the law, and you can understand the kind of impact that it will have on the vulnerable population, the young students going to schools, the impressionable mind, and some of the content that is being played, the decibel, and of course the nature of the music itself, and of course the general public that is traveling on. The public is finding more and more that some of the music being played on these public passenger vehicles is quite offensive. The Transport Authority, we have taken a stance to ensure that we enforce the regulation. And of course, we'll have to do this using different mediums. One is to ensure that first, we put this out in the public domain, that we are aware of it and we will be clamping down. Public education is important. And two, for our operations team to conduct surgical type operations, of course, covert operations to stem this particular practice.
Can you help us though? Because some operators argue that the music helped to create a welcoming atmosphere for those who utilize their vehicle. How do you balance that with public decency and passenger comfort?
And thank you very much for that question, because that is where a delicate balance must be found. So what the authority is against is the playing of loud and lewd music. Loud and lewd music. The law allows for an AM FM radio to be played, and of course on an AM FM radio decent music is played over the radio station. So that's not what the authority is against. The authority is really against the kind of music that can negatively influence and impact the minds of our young impressionable students, and of course affect the morale of society as a whole.
Because the AM/FM operators are regulated, yes, so they can already are subject to those kinds of expectations. But the lewd music that you're referring to is what, if you will? What is that? What would constitute loud and
anything
lewd?
that promote indecency, lascivious practice, lascivious behavior? We have heard of some student passengers when the music are being played. You have a lapping up of student passengers gyrating on public transportation. Anything that affects the decency and the morale of the population. The undergirl, underskirt type of music, and all this kind of other kind of flaunting things that would affect moral decency,
including the playing of visuals, videos,
including the playing of videos on public transportation. That's correct.
Because I hear it is not unusual for some PPVs to be playing videos that are porn.
And that is the kind of indecency that we'll be ramping up our operations against.
Then what took you so long, Mr. Smith? What took you all so long? This has been happening for years. What? Jesus come? What?
Like I said clear from the onset, the Transport Authority, as we have received various complaints from the traveling public. And whilst the Transport Authority is out there from day to day ensuring order, in terms of the operation of public transportation, from time to time we have to conduct surgical operation based on the information and intelligence before the Transport Authority. And this has come up on the radar of the Transport Authority now that this particular situation is once again taking root. There was a time when it was on the radar. The Transport Authority, in collaboration with the police, did a number of interventions to include going to schools, talking to students, meeting with operators, and of course conducting operations. And we found that those interventions worked. What we found now is that those activities we have stepped back from to treat with other arrangements in the public transportation arena. And on account of that, this situation has played up once again. So we intend to ensure that we devote the kind of synergy and energy required to cauterize this particular issue.
You see, one recurring concern, Mr. Smith, is the lack of consistency and consistent enforcement by the Transport Authority. What assurance can you give that this time around it will be different and that the regulations will be applied uniformly across the board?
Well, like I said, this is a particular practice that once you start to affect and influence this operation, then it grows away. And then once it goes away, then what the authority does is to continue to police and to monitor. You follow? And then in some instances, now when the authority's attention is diverted in treating other arrangements in the space, then that is when the situation flares up again. So we are saying that we're very serious about this. Public education is the first part of it, and here we are now ensuring that the operators are sensitized, the public is sensitized, and we're encouraging the public wherever they experience the playing of loud and lewd music to contact the Transport Authority. You can send WhatsApp message. You can contact us via our website in terms of www.ta.org.jm, and you can file those complaints. We need to know where exactly you are being affected so that we can, like I said, do the surgical type operation, covert, of course, because once you're out there in uniform, Cliff, and they know that you're operating along that particular corridor or trunk route in a particular vicinity, then all the operators tend to turn off and behave themselves, and therefore we have to now go undercover to see at source what's happening inside those vehicles.
Okay. So you how actively are you pursuing this undercover strategy?
Well, it's undercover, so I don't want to just say that we're actively pursuing our undercover operation. We're doing it jointly, overtly and covertly. So we continue to sensitize our operations team to be on the lookout and to stop and interact with passengers to get information. And, of course, the drivers don't know what's happening on those vehicles.
Okay,
someone is questioning, Mr. Smith, the exemption of contract carriage vehicles, and how does that work? And they're also questioning, isn't it that individuals now will exploit this aspect of it, considering that it's not balanced across the playing field?
No, the arrangement for contract carriage is very different. So you would understand that partner carriage, for the most part, express carriage and a stage carriage, those are splintered type operation, and by that I mean they carry multiple passengers to different destinations. A contract carriage by law is used as a whole. So let's say Nationwide is going on a retreat. Nationwide would charter a contract carriage and it takes them from point A to point B. So all the passengers are going to a common destination. They have a common mindset and nature. And therefore it gives you that kind of private arrangement. So the law from way back in 1938 allows for contract carriage to have a different arrangement in those arrangements, because it would not be offensive to different people. So, in other words, Cliff could say to the driver, if Cliff charters a bus to go to Montego Bay, that no, we're not playing that type of music on this bus. Somebody is in charge, so one of the persons who chartered the contract carriage can determine that, no, we're not playing those type of things. This is not for this particular group. This is a religious group who play Christian songs and that kind of thing. So that the law has set it that way from way back.
I see. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Good. After the break, we're going to be joined by the president of TODS, Egerton Newman, and a director at the National Council of Taxi Association and president of the St. James Taxi Association, Dion Chance.
KFC is back with the crispy barbecue zinger. So delicious, this one is a winner. Spicy with bacon, onions, cheddar, and the smoky barbecue sauce.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC is back. A delicious spicy zinger with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy onions, and smoky barbecue sauce. Available for a limited time. The craving that makes everything crunch. KFC's crispy barbecue zinger. It's finger-licking good.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC with the smoky barbecue sauce.
The National Stadium is the place to be on Saturday, June 7, when a glittering cast of global stars execute their pet events at the 7th staging of the Racers Grand Prix. The stunning lineups include Olympic silver medalist Kishane Thompson, Oblique Seville Rashid Broadbell, Christopher Taylor, Rasheen McDonald, champion Allison, Orlando Bennett, and Olympic silver medalist Wayne Pinnock in the men's division. Check out the women's side, where some titanic names are listed, including world champion Shericka Jackson, national junior record holder Alana Reed, the Clayton twins Tia and Tina, world record holder Toby Amusan, and Tokyo Olympic bronze medalist Megan Tapper. Admission finish line $5,000, regular grandstand $3,000, bleachers free until May 31. After that, it's only $1,000. Get your tickets online now at racersgrandprix.com and the Jamaica Pegasus from June 2 to 6. The action promises to be nothing less than sensational.
Welcome back to the cover story, looking at the clampdown on loud and lewd music in PPVs as public passenger vehicles. We heard from the Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Ralston Smith. We're now going to hear from the President of the Transport Operators Sustainable Services, Edgerton Newman, and Dion Chance, the Director of Encota. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chris. Thank you. Good afternoon, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Dion, how you doing, man?
Good. First of all, Edgerton Newman, what they're doing is clamping down and enforcing the law. What has or should have been, hold there, I'm hearing, what should have been, yes? What is the problem you have with that?
We don't have a problem in the sector. This is an age-old challenge we have been having. And of course, one of the problems we suffer from in the public transport sector is continuity and sustainability. Because we know, everybody know that you don't play lewd and loud music on public transportation. So it's a reenactment of that now. And the focus should be on lewd and loud music, not so much instruments. Because as you know that a number of our vehicles are fitted with certain instruments that, it was not put there by us. So the focus should be on loud. Once you have loud and lewd music, you remember the days of, he's now my Director of Safety and Security, Ratcliffe Lewis. And he used to point out those party bus on Mullines Road, right? So we know that system has been there, but now it's been cooled down. You don't hear much of that now, Cliff, in your movements around, coming on down Constance Road. No, you don't. But every now and then it crops up. And what passengers will do now is call the Transport Authority. But we want to make it very clear, and no chance will say the same thing, that we are not for this sort of attitude by our drivers and our conductors, lewd and loud music. Because sometimes, you can even play gospel music and it's way off, You can play it loud. And some of us passengers and those vehicles don't want to hear them with those music.
Let me see if I'm understanding you, though, Edgerton Newman. What is it you're saying? You're saying that the playing of loud and lewd music is no longer a problem? It is no longer so where your members are playing loud and lewd music?
No. I'm saying that has reduced somewhat. Not that we longer play.
But the problem still remains.
The problem is there, and it's there because there is no continuity of enforcement and no sustainability of enforcement. Why the problem is there, but it's at a very low level at this time.
You're calling for clarity, though, Mr. Newman, in response to what the Transport Authority indicated today. What clarity do you need?
Well, listen, there's a document. There's a document that we saw at Speedway, but we want to say that we put fines don't reduce problems. Big fines don't reduce problems. Education reduces problems. And there are things like that. I have not read the document in its entirety as yet. They have the regulation. But my team, we are reading it with an effort to meet with the transport to have a sit down and look at all the pointers. Because, we're going to charge you $25,000, $50,000 for... Does that really make sense? Or education makes much more sense? So those are things we want to look at and then fully agree to what is put on your table there. Right now, we have no problem with it because we're talking about lewd and loud music. But there are some pointers that we want to look at, and then stamp our approval on it.
Dion Chance, is it that, what is your position is it that the Transport Authority's clampdown is misplaced? Because they seem to be going after the equipment, through which the loud and lewd music is played. Because you heard Mr. Smith tell me AM and FM stations, yeah, if you have those in your vehicles, chances are you won't have the lewd music, because by law they are punished at source. We are punished. We can't play the lewd music. But if you have the Bluetooth and the other equipment that you're not supposed to have, that is what facilitates the playing of the lewd music. What say you?
Well, first of all, the point out is that vehicles, when to the best of my knowledge, when this law was put in place many years ago, the manufacturing of vehicles were a bit different. Now that persons are being encouraged to upgrade and buy newer vehicles that will have less operational costs, you find that most of these vehicles comes with radios that are facilitate Android connection, Bluetooth and stuff like that. So for me, the fact that these vehicles are passed fit and proper at our examination depots to operate as a public passenger vehicle, right? It says much that the equipment is not really the problem. It's the mindset of our people in this country where we love to impede on other people's rights, and I use that deliberately, because if I'm traveling in a public passenger vehicle and I'm a Christian, I'm a professed Christian, right? And I go into a bus, and I'm not going to call any entertainer's name, but some of these persons' songs are very wrong to start out with, right? And I'm to be exposed to that because it is the choice of the operator of the vehicle, or because it is the choice of a passenger that is traveling there to subject me to that. A person can do anything they want to do in their private space in their own motor vehicle when they're traveling. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to dealing with the public, and once me, I as Dion Chance, say to myself that I am going to use a vehicle that I bought to go into public transportation, there are certain rules and laws that govern that you have to abide by. I think that I'm not even going to touch a part about fine, because the fact of the matter is, if you obey the terms and conditions, and I think I'll use the word law, if you obey the terms and conditions that govern something that you decided to go into, nobody grab you by your hand and force you to go into it, So you have to comply if you want to stay in it. So the problem isn't really the equipment, it's the behavior and the mind and the thinking of our drivers, and I'm going to say our drivers and conductors who continue to do this. One, for popularity. Two, to be able to secure the type of people who want to hear that. So they'll stand at the transport centers, or they stand at the corner of the street and wait, and if it takes that particular vehicle to get 5-10 trips, they wait. But within that trip, sometimes there's a mix of other persons who do not find this behavior and this type of bellowing out of the music, and they will complain. And when there's a complaint, something has to be done by those who are put in place to monitor, enforce, and restrict.
Dion Chance, one of the things that Edgerton Newman suggested earlier is the need for public education before the enforcement comes into play. Is that something that you would support, especially for those in the western half of the country?
Well, yes, and I would agree with Mr. Smith in his earlier proclamation to say that, in their opinion, from the Transport Authority, this is the start of the public education campaign, because there's not anybody being charged now. It is just that the thing came out as a reminder that section so-and-so, so you don't do so-and-so. So, I'm of the opinion that there should be a time frame that is established where you keep this in the eye of the public, keep it in the know, pay for some ads and stuff like that. But there is going to come a time, and there will have to come a time, and there is going to be a clampdown. Because I can't be growing my grandchild 8-9 years old, I don't expose them to certain things around the house. But then when I send them off to school and put them in the taxi, Them hear all kind of things, and I'm sitting in the living room, and when them start singing me, I almost get hot yet. After that,
Yes.
and I say, where learn this music from? Because they are vulnerable, they are like a sponge in growing. And it takes a community to raise a child. I don't care what anybody wants it. I'm from the old school. You have to be able to ensure that the things that influence the growing and the framing of the mind is something that is within a context based on where that person is in the development of their life. You can't
Mr. Newman,
expose them to things that a 19-year-old would be privy to.
Do you agree with the thrust of your colleague, Mr. Chance?
I endorse every word, thought, and statement made by Dion just now, because that's what we want. And I want to add the word reminder. What is put out there is a reminder from the authorities, right? Because there's something that is on the books. It just clean up and return as a reminder. And we have to, of course, accept it. Lewd and loud music is out of public transportation space.
Yes.
And nobody can, as Dion rightly said, that when you go for a license, a PPV license, there are certain things that you have to read up, the fine print. I call this the fine print. You have to read that. And the vehicle is no longer yours. The vehicle is a public vehicle. And you get a contract license to, when I say contract, I mean you get a license to run it, which is renewable every year, every 4 years. So you have to treat that in the right way. So this is not new, nothing new. But what I'm saying, Dion, that we need to sit with a letter to the chairman of the steering committee. Let's sit and go through it line by line and look where there are any great areas that we can work on. But my thing is that we need a massive public education program, because the Gen Zs who are coming in the public transport sector or the young Turks, we need to educate them and then put down the gun on them.
But for me, man, the only thing that needs to be revisited in this line is the fact to say AM, FM, based on what is happening now in the space of what vehicles are coming with.
Yes.
AM, FM doesn't speak to anything, because the vehicles are coming with more than that.
Yes.
And as you go, things have to change and things have to be modified to fit.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Dion Chance.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm afraid we're out of time. Thanks very much, Edgerton Newman, President of the Transport Authority's Development Sustainable Services.
Transport Authority, please, man.
What's that?
I say he's the president of the Transport Authority. No, man.
No. Transport operators.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. Yes. Thanks very much, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's all about the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo.
Cover Story was brought to you by
Multilink. Roll with control. Use Multilink. Save fast and accepted in more locations.
You've led teams, built businesses, and influenced change. Now, lead research that transforms your field. Apply now for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean's Doctor of Business Administration or Doctor of Professional Practice. Flexible, research-based, and designed for working professionals. All UCC programs are accredited by the University Council of Jamaica. Learn more and apply online at ucc.edu.jm. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
KFC is back with the crispy barbecue zinger. So delicious, this one is a winner. Spicy with bacon, onions, cheddar, the smoky barbecue sauce.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC is back. A delicious spicy zinger with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy onions, and smoky barbecue sauce. Available for a limited time. The craving that makes everything crunch. KFC's crispy barbecue zinger. It's finger licking good.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC with the smoky barbecue sauce.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, June 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo from the Jamaica Pegasus Legacy Suite. Join us live as Fosrich highlights sustainable energy solutions, investment opportunities, and industry collaborations that highlight strategies for national development and technology advancements, showcasing cutting-edge energy solutions and innovations. So tune in to Nationwide at 5 on Thursday, June 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's the Fosrich and Partners Energy Conference. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. All this and more, only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Fosrich Group of Companies. We foster rich customer service. First Global Bank, Development Bank of Jamaica, Jamaica Solar, and Huawei.
The Nationwide 90 FM Schoolyard Tour 2025 is taking the vibes island-wide, straight to your schoolyard. Tune in to the E-Zone from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on June 6th as we broadcast live from Bridgeport High School. It's all about empowering minds and igniting the fun. Expect live entertainment, games, and big surprises as we bring the Nationwide 90 FM energy to every stop. And you know we will stream it live on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. So tune into the E-Zone, June 6 from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Schoolyard Tour at Bridgeport High School. Catch the live stream on Nationwide's YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. Keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM for more details. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. The Schoolyard Tour is brought to you by the Students' Loan Bureau, KFC, Tip Friendly Society, National Council on Drug Abuse, ATL Automotive, West Tech Limited, and Fairview Medical and Dental Center.
I'm Dennis Brooks. I'm Alan Campbell.
I'm Floyd Green.
And I'm Garth Williams. Catch us on the Jamaican Dads podcast right here on Nationwide 90 FM, Thursdays at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m.
The Jamaican Dads podcast is all about providing men with a healthy, safe, and functional forum to tackle many of the taboo topics that concern our masculinity.
Like everyone else out there, we're dads of varying amounts of experience who come from different backgrounds and often view the world differently.
We're definitely not perfect, but we are all brethren and we're all committed to this piece of rock called Jamaica.
Too often, there are no safe spaces for men to explore the issues which are important to us.
Plus, most of the content out there about parenthood is produced by women, for women. So we think it is important that we be the change we want to see. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jamaican Dads with a Z.
And definitely join us here on Nationwide 90 FM every Thursday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the Jamaican Dads podcast. It's a revolution in media.
Good evening once again. Thank you so much for staying with us here on this special edition of Nationwide at 5. We're coming to you from the Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston, Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo. It is designed to empower the manufacturing industry and other specially invited guests to provide them with solar solutions that are both sustainable and attainable. It is in response to the fact that Jamaicans, and especially those in the manufacturing sector, have grappled with a strain of high energy cost for far too long. Fosrich says they're not just offering solar products, they're delivering tailored solutions that meet the unique needs of each business. Fosrich says to make the process even more accessible, they've partnered with the Development Bank of Jamaica and First Global Bank to offer affordable financing options with loan amounts ranging from $4 million to $400 million. This allows businesses of all sizes to invest confidently in clean energy while enjoying long-term savings. And addressing the expo now, we have Regional Sales Manager at Jamaica Solar. Yes, Regional Sales Manager Rayon Whitaker.
Based on how quickly you want the modules, you will get them from Panama. Next slide, please. Now, apart from us being the sales team representing JA Solar, we also have a strong technical support. We'll be working directly with Fosrich, and also a strong marketing team to handle any seminars, any training that you may need to get you more knowledgeable on the modules that we manufacture and what we'll be partnering with Fosrich to present to you. Next, please. Now, another thing is companies or persons ask for Tier 1 modules. We've been Tier 1 since 2014, and also we've been listed as a A grade or AAA module manufacturer. What does that mean? So in terms of bankability, we've been AAA and AA for the past 5 years. And that represents or speaks to the company being present, and will be present for many years, because we have that financial backing to support us. Next slide, please. Now, these are some of our partners or alliances that we have globally. And for us, JA as a company, we have partnered with strong companies around the world. And again, these represent companies that are big on manufacturing and represents premium. So it's, again, an honor to partner with Fosrich to provide our premium modules to Jamaica and the region.
Hey everybody, as Rayon said, my name is Haro. I'm the sales team leader for the North Latam region, and I'm here, of course, to support him and you, and of course Fosrich on this event. Thank you, Fosrich, for the invitation. I will keep with the presentation. Here is a view of the projects that we have currently running in construction process, of course, that have JA modules. You can see there is a long list that represent or let you know that in between the biggest markets and the largest markets all over the Latin America region, we have been top 1 module brand during 2024. And that's, you can see in Brazil we have so many projects, Colombia, Mexico, Chile, Argentina. We have some of the largest solar plants produced and installed with JA modules. Next slide, please. As Rayon said, there are some of the worldwide partners that we have, business with and that trust us. I can mention some of the bigger ones from at least Colombia, which is Celsia. Celsia is the biggest company developing solar plants in Colombia, and they use JA modules. And you can make sure they have tried all of the available brands in the world, and they have been JA Solar. They have been using our modules during the last 4 years. Next one, please. I think we're going backwards. Yeah. Okay. And next one. Okay, here we got some pictures of some solar plants that have been developed all over the region. This can also let you know that we have experience in Latin America region and in the Caribbean region mainly, where temperatures we know are so different from so many other regions in Latam, but also the humidity is very important. Those are 2 important factors when you are designing and taking all the simulation of your solar plants. So you can see all kind of sizes for solar plants, 200, 300 megawatts. Please, next one. We even have one of 800 megawatts in Brazil, which is the largest solar plant outside China that we have built with, that has been built with JA. I think it's in the next slide. Oh, it's not here, but there you can see on the previous one, you can see a 350 project developed in Colombia with Celsia. So these are the type of solar plants that have been using in the trust in JA Solar for putting their money and all the risks that are around of this business. Next one, please. And the other one, I think there it is. It's almost 900 megawatts. It's almost a gigawatt plant that trusted in JA. same way as Fosrich is trusting in us, and that we are, offering a support to Fosrich, developing the Jamaican market. Next one, please. These are Brazil, Colombia, Central America. This one is one of the most recent ones in Colombia. It's under construction, 240 megawatts. Called La Orquídea. Is in the North Caribbean area of Colombia. Humidity is high, temperature is high, and they chose JA because of the experience and of course our quality. Next one, please. Okay, the next one. Certifications. JA currently have all the certifications that can be required for developing any solar project, from the most basic certification to the highest level of requirement certification. There are some basic certifications like the IEC 61215, which is the standard, the worldwide standard for manufacturing modules that everybody who is manufacturing modules must achieve. But there are some other testings that are not mandatory but voluntary, that we put our modules under those kind of standards. So the point here is that the solar market checks so much about this. The people that is investing on big projects need to make sure the money is going to be safe, and that this type of products, which are 20, 30 years warranty, are going to be under production on that long time. So any single time you are checking a project, just feel free to ask Fosrich for the certification for JA modules, that we will be able to supply any specific certification to you, for you to feel comfortable, feel confident that you are using the best technology available in the market. Next one, please. These are one of the certifications that are not mandatory but are voluntary, are ETC and PVEL. Not all the top brands for modules put the modules under testing for those standards, but we do, and we have been getting those certifications straight for, I think, like the last 10 years. We are about to get the 2025 ones, so these are some other certifications. The UL, I think you all know about it. RETIA, which is exclusive for Colombia, and PV Cycle, which is for module recycling. We belong to that program, put money there, and they are in charge of getting the modules back and recycling the modules on behalf of us. Okay, the next one, please. Previous one. That number, 26.5% efficiency, is a recent achievement we had on the efficiency of the cells, the lonely cell, okay, not the whole module. At the very beginning of the presentation, somebody from Fosrich showed that we were on top 5 on efficiency with 23. Actually, we are currently achieving 23.5.6 on module efficiency, and with lonely cells, 26.5%. We are using TOPCon technology. That's the latest and most trustable solar module technology available in the market. Okay. Right here we can see a comparison with the previous technology that was used worldwide until beginning or middle last year, which was called PERC technology or P-type technology. TOPCon is also named N-type technology. We used to offer 25 years warranty on the performance, and now we do offer 30 years in the performance using this new technology. That's a huge difference, or one of the main differences in between those two technologies, facing the customers. But it also has so many other advantages, like better performance under high temperatures, lower degradation rate year by year, and some others that these three are like the most important ones, and the ones that I would like to highlight. The next one, please. Next one. Everything I just said is translated into money. lower cost of the money we are producing with the solar modules. High efficiency means more, a faster returning of the investment on the solar projects. And we have some indicators here named the BOS and the LCOE. So using this technology, which is the most acceptable one, you are making the decision of going to what is proof that is working and that is going to work in the next 30 years. Here is a brief of the portfolio from JA. We have modules for every single appliance, since the very small ones of 450, 460 that applies for residential, to 700, which is in the next slide, which is this big module that has very large commercial and utility high-scale projects. But the main, the hot cells module all over the world is this module that is right in the middle, which says 630 watts, and you can see it says 33.3% efficiency, which is higher than the one we saw at the very beginning of the presentation. That module is one of the modules that will be available with Fosrich. That module ensures that you are paying the lowest available price per watt in the solar module because of the size and because of the efficiency and because of the amount of energy that we can put into a container. So the shipping costs are much lower than some other modules. Well, those are our social medias, and we really appreciate the space, and thank you so much for your attention.
If you have any questions for us regarding the modules, you can throw them out at us and we'll answer. Yes. So first, just remind me, bifacial modules. So that's key. That's key for our market here. We manufacture only bifacial modules. So that's glass on the rear side, glass on the top. Right? So what that does, it helps you to generate more power throughout the daytime, especially if you have a ground mount setup where you will have a white surface below those modules. That enables the reflective light to hit that surface, especially if it's white, and then bounces to the rear side of the module. Now, for example, a module is rated for 620, 630 watts. That's the top section of the module. What you get on the underside, from that reflected light, is surplus. Yes, bonus, brata is surplus. All right? So all our modules that we ship, from the smallest one, 460, all the way up to the 720, they're all bifacial modules. It's easier for us to manufacture. It's cheaper for us to manufacture, as all our equipment, they're now changed out to make bifacial modules. So it's easy for us, and of course, cheaper for you. If you have any questions, you can throw them out. If not, we... Yes. All right, so 30 years represents the performance of the module, right? While a 12-year or 15 years, should be going up to 15 years, represents the product itself. So in case of, for example, when we're shipping the module to you, in terms of when it's being manufactured, the frame, the cables, that represents a product. So the warranty, the 12 or 15-year warranty, covers those devices or those aspects of the module. While in terms of the 30 years, how it's performing over that span of time, they'll be installed at your premises, on the roof, at your facility, and so forth. Sure. What it does is enables you to generate more power over the years. So again, if it's on a sloped or tilted setup, the underside will help you to generate more power. Now, if it's on a roof where it's going to be flat, of course, the rear side won't be generating anything. But the top side, if it's rated for 620 watt, then you will get up to that nominal power. All right. when you touch on, in terms of the installation, we won't go much in terms of ground mount solutions for homes, right? Because most homes are going to be on the roof. But it's going to help you to generate more power if you're on a field. If it's going to be an industrial setup or a commercial setup where it's out there on the field. That back side of the glass or rear section of the glass, sorry, helps you to generate more power over the years. But in the design aspect, we're using the front section of the glass only. So that's where it comes in terms of beneficial for you. Sure.
Some of our roofs are slab roofs, so that would create a black section. We would be able to utilize the feature.
Right, because then you have that tilt based on the mounting system you're going to use. You're going to have that tilt mount that gives you the angle, right? The angle will be between 15 to 20%, and then again, if that surface is white, because if it's a dark surface, you won't get that reflected light. The light is going to be absorbed. But gray or white, right. Adding to your question, in terms of bifacial, it's a little bit heavier because it's two glass sandwiched together. But what it does is, in terms of how it dissipates heat, because with a plastic backing, you may have the sun set in one area for a long time, and then it's focused on a section of the module. That section now, the plastic behind it is going to have all that heat, and it's not going to be dissipated equally. So in that area, you're going to have a few cells underperforming, while with the double glass, what you have is that heat being dissipated equally and evenly. So that module itself is going to be performing better. So yeah, again, persons think that, let me just go with a monofacial because it makes more sense to have that because I'm not going to use the back. But it helps in other areas. Bifacial helps in other areas.
So that's part of the question. So I assess for 35, monofacial.
Right.
Bifacial.
Right.
25.
If you're
more power out of less, which is going to net down the quantity of panels that I will use.
in some cases. So that's where now you have a strong technical team coming to assess how is it going to be installed. What is going to be below? If it's going to be grass, then no. If it's going to be a dark area, then no. Right. That's the time. Then yes, we can engineer with our technician to use less modules. For our modules, once it's a wide surface, you're getting 10% more power. Less. Exactly. Well,
So what's the price difference between the mono and the bifacial?
Well, in terms of price difference, we can't give you that now because we no longer make mono. The thing is, the bifacial is easier because the equipment in our factory, it's all changed out to make bifacial. So monofacial, if we're supposed to now make a monofacial, it's going to be more expensive.
What's the industry going for?
Just piggybacking on Kamir's question, what's the industry going towards, separate and apart from what you are doing? Is it that most of the industry is doing bifacial or most are doing mono?
So the industry right now is at TOPCon technology, and most top manufacturers are going to bifacial. As a matter of fact, we were the first to introduce bifacial to the Jamaican market, while other companies were still pushing monofacial and also P-type. We were the first to introduce N-type and bifacial to the Jamaican market. But that's where the market is right now.
Are there other questions? No?
All right, thank you very much.
Another question.
Regional Sales Manager at JA Solar, Rayon Whitaker. Yes, we're going to go to the studios now for a break.
Tired of waiting for your ride? Want safety and peace of mind on every journey? Amber On Time is here! With verified drivers, real-time vehicle tracking, and panic button with armed security response, your safety is our priority. Reliable service, easy booking, premium experience, it's all just a tap away. Download Amber On Time today!
Yes! Me get the last cheese!
Taste the beat.
Brothers and sisters, at the end of Easter service, we have cheese.
Taste the beat.
But one day we're getting a bun and cheese.
Taste the beat.
Serve, sell me some bun and cheese.
Taste the beat.
Why, it's not gonna be nice with some tasty cheese.
Taste the beat. Could I have some cheese, please? Taste the beat.
Make we get on real bad with the tasty cheese, boy. Tasty beats with tasty cheese. We can light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich Lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
You're a VIP with CIBC Caribbean. Spend US $100 or local equivalent with your CIBC Visa credit card for your chance to win a crop over VIP experience in Barbados. An all expense paid trip for two, staying at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, cultural tours, and Aura experience with full glam makeup plus tickets to the hottest last lap events. Visit CIBC Caribbean /crop over 2025 for more info. Conditions apply.
The nationwide 90FM Schoolyard Tour 2025 is taking the vibes island-wide, straight to your schoolyard. Tune in to the E-Zone from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on June 6th as we broadcast live from Bridgeport High School. It's all about empowering minds and igniting the fun. Expect live entertainment, games, and big surprises as we bring the nationwide 90FM energy to every stop. And you know we will stream it live on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90FM Live 2. So tune into the E-Zone June 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Schoolyard Tour at Bridgeport High School. Catch the live stream on Nationwide's YouTube channel at Nationwide 90FM Live 2. Keep your station locked to Nationwide 90FM for more details. All this and more only on Nationwide 90FM, the new revolution in media. The Schoolyard Tour is brought to you by the Students' Loan Bureau, KFC, Tip Friendly Society, National Council on Drug Abuse, ATL Automotive, West Tech Limited, and Fairview Medical and Dental Center.
It's the weekend and the youth are taking over the airwaves. Yes, we are the new voices and faces of the Talk Up You radio show. The voice of the Jamaican youth right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
After a busy week of work and school, come unwind with Jamaica's #1 youth radio show.
We're bringing you entertainment, fun facts, and staying true to youth development and advocacy.
Catch the action each and every Saturday as we roll out buzzy segments. What say you?
Youth for chat,
life skills,
global connect, and bust the youth.
That's the Talk Up Youth radio show, Saturdays 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth, don't miss it.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Coming to the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Those oldies but goodies reminds me of you.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for staying with us here, Nationwide 90 FM. It's all about the Foss Rich and Partners Energy Expo coming to you from the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. And as I've been saying, energy is so crucial to what we do, how we do it. And for those of us in business, there's a huge line item when it comes to cost and expenses. Yes? And Foss Rich has been a pioneer in terms of helping us to deal with those high energy costs. And we have the main architect behind the Foss Rich, Cecil Foster, CEO. How are you doing, Cecil?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good.
Yes.
And what inspired Foss Rich to host this Energy Expo?
If I could tell you in a story. We have been in the business of electrical, and we have been selling electrical to many sectors of Jamaica, and a lot of the persons who buy electrical goods from us are manufacturers, and they fuss and worry and cry all the time about the high operating cost, and that cost, which is one of the highest, is the energy cost. And they've always found it difficult to get this solution because they've always been coming up with, it was hard for the banks to insure the panels because they say the liability is too great and so on. So we have listened to them, and we have done something by interface with global companies like Fox, ESS, Huawei Fusion Solar, and like JA Solar, and they are some global leaders in the solar space. And then we have developed the engineering skills and the technical skills. So there's three legs: one, the pain; one, the global partners that we have partnered with; and three, the engineering skills that we have at Foss Rich. Now there's still the pain. We want one more leg, and that's the financing. And so we have been talking with DBJ for years now, and talking with, say, First Global, who's our main bank, and finally they have come up with a solution to complete the four legs for the table.
And what is that solution?
That solution is through the DBJ, we are able to offer a solution which includes financing. You can finance your solar implementation from 4 million Jamaican dollars to 400 million Jamaican dollars. Anywhere in between that range, you have a solar project, financing is available for that. And what is also very important is that the financing is at 8.5% Jamaican dollars. And for 2.5 million US dollars is 7.5%. You are also liable for a 24 months moratorium, and you have 10 years to repay. Now, when you structure that, when we have looked at the ROI and structure that for some of our clients now, they have now said this is the solution that they have been waiting for, and there's a no-brainer. So this is why we have decided to have this Solution Energy Expo to speak to manufacturers, speak to householders, speak to the people in general who are feeling the pain, and to be Frank, it is so good to see today so many of our utility provider executives here, JPS.
Very good.
We're here with us. They are telling us what we're doing is what they want to happen. They want us to do it the right way so they don't have feedback on the lines and all of these things. And so that is why we are doing it, sir.
Good answer. Well, tell me, Cecil Foster, Solar Solutions. Yeah, you have fixed the problem with the financing. Yeah. Who would you recommend? Ideally, what size business operators you would suggest?
I think based on the range that can be financed from $4 million, I think that covers almost everybody who is above a residential project. Most residential projects will go to maybe $3.5–4 million. So from $4 million to $400 million, covers almost everybody else. And some utility scale projects fall in that category. Like you want to build a solar plant and sell to the utility company. Once OUR, of course, gives you that authority to do it.
Yeah.
So you have a scale now that there's no body that is left out, so to speak.
Yeah. There's a question here I need to ask you. Yes? Fosrich has emphasized offering tailored solutions. Elaborate for us, for those who are listening, how you assess and meet their unique energy needs.
We have a 3-step process. One, either you call us, either we interact with you verbally, one-to-one, or either you go online and you tell us that you are requiring or you would like a solar system. Then we ask you some simple questions, and one of them, if you could send us your utility bill. And then we do, the second step is that we do a formal proposal to you, which is to be ratified in the third step by us coming to your space and make sure that we verify all of the information that we have received and give you that solution in your hand. All you have to do at that third step point is to sign once you qualify, if you are looking financing, once you are able to provide the things that the bank is requesting. And let me tell you, it's pretty easy. I don't speak for them, but because of this partnership, they make it clear that we can speak on this. If you have a gap, if you have for some reason some projects that you're doing, you might want to have some level of collateral. Say for instance you're doing a $30 million project and you need collateral to cover that, but the collateral that you have can only cover $15 million or $20 million.
Yes.
You can go, DBJ will put up that remaining collateral for you, and then they will have you pay for it over the life of the loan. So if the loan is 10 years or 15 years, they will amortize it over that period. So it's almost like what the DBJ along with the AFI First Global are doing now. They are making it so easy.
Good. So what are some of the most common misconceptions businesses have about investing in solar energy that you should disabuse your mind?
It was a misconception before, and if it was then, that solar panels can be easily blown off your roof. It is possible, but it takes a category 4 hurricane, and most times if that's going to happen, your roof will come off along with your panel. So it's not the panel that comes off, it's the roof. And if they were thinking that it is expensive 2 or 3 years ago, I could half agree with them, but because the panel prices have come down by 80% in the last year especially, it is almost a no-brainer. So those things, they can dispel those things. You are also able to have less insurance that you pay for your property when you have a solar on it, and also the property appreciates in value. Because yes, I just learned that inside here today by looking at the numbers, and said people are valuing your house more now because you have a solar system on it. And it's just that, and sometimes people think that because they have a solar system, they are able to just do anything they want. Of course, everything is a discipline. You don't walk out now and leave your light switch on at home. No. The same thing. You must make sure that you are generating the energy and using it at the most efficient way.
Now, Fosrich, you're making strides. I see you're entering other fields. You care to talk to me about that?
My brother Cliff.
You're going into big real estate development.
My brother Cliff. And let me say this, put it this way. Fosrich's products go in one direction, into construction.
Yes.
If you are constructing roads, we have the PVC pipes. If you are constructing sewer system, we have the PVC pipe that we manufacture. If you are doing your electrical and your drain piping, we manufacture those pipes. So they go in one direction. Our electrical products go in one direction. Our lighting products go in one direction. So when you look at the housing development sector, if we are going in that direction with all our products, and there's an opportunity that comes that we can take a 20% stake in, and we can also be guaranteed as a supplier. It is a no-brainer again. Because we are going to be supplying a project that's going to be huge, 100 acres, 600 and something units, and we are having a share in that company. So that is a no-brainer. So that's the reason why we have decided to take this opportunity.
Wish you all the best, Cecil.
Thank you, my brother. And all the best to you too. Thank you.
I know real estate can be challenging.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good. Okay, Cecil Foster, CEO of Fosrich Company Limited. Time for the break.
KFC is back with the crispy barbecue zinger. So delicious, this one is a winner. Spicy with bacon, onions, cheddar, the smoky barbecue sauce.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC is back. A delicious spicy zinger with bacon, cheddar cheese, crispy onions, and smoky barbecue sauce. Available for a limited time. The craving that makes everything crunch. KFC's crispy barbecue zinger. It's finger-licking good.
The crispy barbecue zinger from KFC with the smoky barbecue sauce.
Plug into the sun with Peak Energy Solutions. We are your affordable provider for everything solar. Grid tie or off-grid solar P systems, solar air conditioners, panels, lithium batteries, solar supplies, and installation. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hills, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
Multi-link, access every time, everywhere I go. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me. It's just a win-win when we use multi-link. This card is Jamaican built, yeah. Fast and secure, you can use anywhere. Spend while supporting the economy. Look for the multi-link logo on your card and benefit from Jamaica's largest debit payment network. Multi-link, 24/7 access for me.
What would I do without my multi-link?
We can light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich Lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
12 minutes going up to 7 o'clock. You're inside the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo. Yes, they have a lot of solar solutions here for your energy costs and needs. Yeah, and we're going to learn now from the Executive Director of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, Kamisha Turner-Blake. Yes. Good evening, Mrs. Turner-Blake.
Hello, Cliff. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Well, tell me now, from the JMEA's perspective, how critical is an expo like this, and of course the issue of energy costs to the competitiveness of your members?
So, high energy cost has been one of those long-standing issues that local manufacturers have been speaking about. You know, before we even lay a brick to build a plant, or before we even, hire people, we have to face high energy cost. And so for local manufacturers, when we look across the region, we're seeing where Trinidad has 5 cents per kilowatt hour, in the DR it's 12 cents. And we here in Jamaica, we're faced with 33 cents per kilowatt hour. So you can't
we can't compete against DR and Trinidad and Tobago.
And there, Cliff, you know that Jamaican manufacturers have guts and resilience to even look to invest with this big hurdle to begin with.
33 cents per kilowatt hour.
Yes.
Versus 5 cents in Trinidad. And of course, them have oil and gas.
That is what we always say, but then there are so many other economies that don't have oil and gas that produces energy far more efficient and cost effective than us.
Oh.
So what does it mean to our local manufacturers? And events like this show that time for talk has ended, and it's taking partners, it's taking private sector such as a Fosrich to be bringing solutions to the country. We have this target of getting to 50% renewables by 2030, but it takes this kind of intervention where people come together and actually see the solutions to actually get us acting on this goal.
And what does the JMEA think about the opportunities here? Yeah,
it's quite commendable. Again, manufacturers, we have been complaining. So what we're seeing here are real life solutions, and we're getting to see, the solar panels and what is it that we want, the inverters, the batteries, and hearing that, all the players are in the room. Fosrich has brought together everyone, a financier, the international suppliers, and they themselves with the technology and the engineering to get the power in your hands. So this is more than talk, it's taking action.
Are your members responding positively?
I think so. No, we would have seen over the past 3 or so years several programs. For example, the Jamaica Energy Alliance that ended last year, and they would have assisted quite a number of our members to look at solar. So would have seen, for example, Alaska Manufacturing, they would have gone solar. Jamaica Macaroni, Deuces in St. Thomas. Several companies has actually implemented solar. John Mafu from Jamaican Teas have been speaking quite well about solar energy. So we have been seeing manufacturers have been putting in solar systems in order to mitigate the high energy cost.
Good. And the stores, they come back and tell you? Do they come back with the stores and say, well, I'm going to know why we never do it long time?
Exactly. That is the thing. In maybe 5-10 years ago, would have been hearing that it is a quite hefty investment, and the returns is not immediate in the sense where you pay for the system. It's good money for the system, but it takes a good 10 or so years to see the return on the investment. So this is where now, as technology improves, for example, JA Solar just presented showing how efficient solar systems are getting. So as the systems get more affordable and more efficient, the return on the investment is even more attractive.
And the initial capital cost is usually a challenge.
Yes.
But now Fosrich is giving us a solution here.
Exactly. So right in the room there is the Development Bank of Jamaica and First Global Bank, which has partnered to bring the financing at a very affordable, a very attractive interest rate. So we're speaking about like 8.75% on the Jamaican dollars, and I think it goes as low as maybe 7% on US dollars. So when we have everything packaged like that, and Fosrich is saying, listen, we will take you from assessment, and even the DBJ will give a loan, or no, give a grant for you to assess yourself to get solar. And then Fosrich will take you from assessment into maintenance. So you don't have to have that headache of putting anything together or trying to find, random people to even maintain the system after they have implemented it.
Yeah. And what policy changes, if any, at the national level would you like to see to further support members in going solar?
For quite a while we have been speaking about net billing. Quite technical, but at the end of the day, if the companies are putting in the investment for solar system, it must be able where net billing will facilitate them benefiting fully from the system integrated into the grid. So we want that to be, fully implemented. Yes, there is some legislations and so forth. However, as it relates to full implementation, that is something that we still want to see done properly for local investors. Another thing that we have been speaking about is a matter as the ability for the grid, again, for the lands and thing, where if you put your system on one part, you can't transition to another part. That is something to within policy that we want to see addressed. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kamisha Turner Blake.
It's my pleasure, but as we go solar, I still want to encourage us to know that the JPSCO grid, we still depend on it. So we want to ensure that...
Can't get rid of JPS.
Exactly. We want to ensure that we have a competitive energy cost that is supported with a grid that we can depend on. So JPS is still very important, so we want to make sure JPS has that level of investment, and they too are thinking about sustainability when it comes on to our energy.
You told me earlier that you're at 5 cents per kilowatt hour, right?
Trinidad,
right?
Yes.
We are at 33 cents.
Yes.
Based on your studies, or I should ask, have you done any studies to see where we could possibly get to realistically?
No, there is a draft energy policy there. I'll have you have a conversation with the minister, because that is the role of the Ministry of Energy, where they need to set out how will we get to that competitive, whether it's 15 cents, maybe we can aim for 15 within the next 10 years. And this is where sustainable energy sources such as solar will help us to get there. So again, getting to 50% mix renewable by 2030, maybe that will help to get us down to 15 cents per kilowatt hour.
Thank you very much. I hope
pleasure.
you get there quickly.
I hope so, for my sake and yours.
Everybody. Thank you very much, Kamisha.
Great.
Good. Kamisha Turner Blake is the Executive Director of the JMEA. We're going to take a break and come back with more.
Taste it, eat it, drink it, applaud it. The 26th staging of the Jamaica Observer Table Talk Food Awards, the Caribbean's premier culinary event, powered by MasterCard, takes place Thursday, June 26th, on the East Lawns of King's House. Get your tickets at Starbucks at AC Marriott, Starbucks Ligny, Starbucks Waterloo, Signature Boutique, Unit 9, Legal Business Centre, 31 Upper Waterloo Road, Uncorked 2, Constant Spring Road, Uncorked Barbican, Sovereign North, Uncorked Ochi, Draxhall,
Mall, Encore West, Fairview Shopping Centre, Resort Way by Erily, Shop 4 Progressive Shopping Centre, Kingston, Cafe Dolce, 114 Constance Spring Road, Kingston, Fromage Bistro, 8 Hillcrest Avenue, Kingston, and of course the offices of the Jamaica Observer in Kingston and Montego Bay. Adults 18 years and over. Drink responsibly.
This Father's Day, escape to the Pamper Temple for ultimate relaxation. Adam and Eve Day Spa. All treatments are infused to melt your tension and remove stress. Pamper Dad with a massage, facial, body treatment, and mani-pedi. Unwind at Adam and Eve and enjoy complimentary Pure Country juices and a Johnny Walker. But now at www.adamandevedayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates. Call 876-754-6017 or WhatsApp 876-567-2142 for details.
This is to advise that on Sunday, June 8, 2025, the Mayor's Parlor will begin at 12:30 p.m. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
I'm Dennis Brooks. I'm Alan Campbell.
I'm Floyd Green.
And I'm Garth Williams. Catch us on the Jamaican Dads podcast right here on Nationwide 90 FM, Thursdays at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m.
The Jamaican Dads podcast is all about providing men with a healthy, safe, and functional forum to tackle many of the taboo topics that concern our masculinity.
Like everyone else out there, we're dads of varying amounts of experience who come from different backgrounds and often view the world differently.
We're definitely not perfect, but we're all brethren and we're all committed to this piece of rock called Jamaica.
Too often, there are no safe spaces for men to explore the issues which are important to us.
Plus, most of the content out there about parenthood is produced by women, for women. So we think it is important that we be the change we want to see.
Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jamaican Dads with a Z.
And definitely join us here on Nationwide 90 FM every Thursday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the Jamaican Dads podcast. It's a revolution in media.
Welcome back to the Fast Switch Energy Partners Conference Expo, and we're hearing now from the Business Development Executive Jason Ferguson at the Development Bank of Jamaica.
For energy audit grant, and my friends at First Global alluded to it earlier. The grant, in its initial form, provided a value of $200,000 to assist with energy audit consultants from the DBJ's approved panel. The revised grant now includes the additional benefit of a maximum $300,000 rebate on completed projects. This means entrepreneurs now have a maximum benefit of $500,000. Energy audits are important as it provides the business or individual with a competent and unbiased guidance of auditor. But we're not just stopping there. As the demand for solar equipment and installations increase, we must ensure that the providers keep pace. In keeping with this, the DBJ also supports renewable energy installers and retailers that not only support Jamaica's businesses and residents directly, but also indirectly through their work on infrastructure projects such as solar farms, wind farms, and biodigesters. The bank provides up to $1.5 billion or USD $10 million in the form of loans to support these businesses. If you are ready to embrace cleaner, cheaper energy, there's a DBJ Capital solution ready for you. Whether you're a homeowner, business operator, or renewable energy provider, we're here to help you move forward. We are ready to speak this evening. Come visit me by the booth or anywhere around the environs, and we can have that conversation. We have a solution waiting. Thank you for your time, and have a great afternoon.
That's Business Development Executive at the Development Bank of Jamaica, Jason Ferguson, urging you, you think you may be able to benefit from a solar energy solution? Come talk with them at DBJ and of course one of the other finance providers here, First Global Bank. All right, it's now 2 minutes after 7, and you're listening to a special edition of Nationwide. Yes, here is the moderator for the evening, Andrea Chisholm.
So start inquiring this evening. You could get a better rate. Now, we heard earlier about the plans for Jamaica to have 50% renewables in the energy mix, and progress is being made. If you look at something called the Climate Scopes ranking of the most attractive emerging markets for renewable energy investments, and that ranking is done by Bloomberg NEF. After slipping in 2023, in 2024, Jamaica ranked 39 on the index. So that's a good sign. We're improving. And I'm sure we're going to hear more about what the government is doing in that regard, because we know solar plays a big role in that. So now we're going to be hearing from Donnery Muirhead, the technical assistant to Science, Energy and Telecommunications and Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, who is unavoidably absent. Ms. Muirhead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. CEO Fosrich, Mr. Cecil Foster, the Executive Director, Mrs. Kamisha Turner Blake of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, the extensive team from Fosrich and the esteemed partner organizations, officials from the DBJ, First Global, members of the manufacturing and the business community, students, other distinguished guests, media, good evening. It's obvious I'm not the minister. But I importantly extend a sincere apology from the Honorable Darrell Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Minister, at last moment, had to tend to family emergencies, but nonetheless, he expresses his congratulations to the Fosrich team and extends best wishes. So I am here in my official capacity as messenger. I am very pleased to be given the privilege to represent Minister as I join you all in this groundbreaking Fosrich and Partners Solar Energy Expo. Minister Vaz commends the organizers, Fosrich, for their vision and commitment in creating this platform. One that not only showcases innovation, but also drives real action. This event represents a powerful convergence of opportunity, technology, and partnership. An alignment we government view as essential to national development. Like many small island developing states, Jamaica faces a defining challenge: how to ensure energy security and economic growth while reducing carbon emissions and strengthening climate resilience. But we are not passive in the face of this challenge. We are responding with clarity, urgency, and ambition, as evident by Fosrich's bold move today. Energy innovation is no longer a choice. It is a national imperative. And the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport remains firmly committed to ensuring that Jamaica stays at the forefront of the global energy transition. Our approach is anchored in one of core belief: the future of energy must be clean, inclusive, and resilient. The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, has implemented a dynamic policy framework to support this energy transformation. At the heart of this is our national energy policy, which outlines a clear vision to build a modern, efficient, diversified, and environmentally sustainable energy sector, one that delivers affordable and accessible energy for all Jamaicans. Our strategic goals are bold and intentional. The government is working towards generating 50% of our electricity from renewable resources by 2030. As of May 2025, we have achieved 12.5%, with concrete plans to increase this to 33% by 2028 and to achieve the full 50% target by 2030 through targeted investments and the procurement of additional renewable capacity. Our energy strategy also prioritizes infrastructure improvements. As part of this, the government has introduced duty exemptions on renewable energy technologies as of January 1 last year, including lithium-ion batteries and energy-efficient equipment and devices. These measures are helping to reduce costs and encourage greater adoption of clean energy solutions across all sectors. We are currently in a critical reform phase. As the Minister shared during his recent sectorial presentation, both the JPS license and the Electricity Act of 2015 are under review. These reforms are intended to address high electricity costs, energy theft, and outdated regulatory frameworks. The government is seizing the opportunity to reset the electricity sector in a way that will benefit the entire population. Whether you're a homeowner, a small entrepreneur, or a large commercial operator. A joint select committee recently completed deliberations on comprehensive reforms, and implementation of changes will proceed in tandem with updates to the licensing regime to ensure a holistic and integrated approach across the sector. Additionally, the Ministry has updated procedures for the electricity net billing regulations to ensure greater alignment with the 2022 regulatory changes, paving the way for smoother integration of distributed energy resources. But ladies and gentlemen, policy goals alone are not enough. What truly matters is execution. And the Minister is proud to report that significant progress is being made, fueled by strong partnerships like the one we are celebrating today. As we prepare for the 2025 hurricane season, Minister Vaz is urging all our solar partners and customers to go beyond installation. Prioritize resilience. Ensure that your solar systems are built to withstand storms with security battery storage, durable mounting, and, importantly, contingency plans. Clean energy must not only power our progress, but guess what? Protect our people in times of crisis. This expo, hosted by Fosrich in collaboration with the Development Bank of Jamaica and the First Global Bank, is a powerful demonstration of how public-private partnerships can deliver lasting and inclusive change. Transformation on the scale required in the energy sector, ladies and gentlemen, cannot be accomplished by government alone. It demands the full strength of the private sector, its ingenuity, investment, and implementation capability. It also requires our financial institutions to provide innovative and flexible financing that unlocks access for businesses of all sizes. This is precisely what we see here today. We've heard about it from the two financial institutions. They've boasted about loan packages ranging from 4 million to 400 million, designed specifically to support clean energy investments. The partnership between Fosrich, DBJ, FGB is a shining example of aligned interests driving national progress. These financing solutions are not just loans. They are pathways to empowerment for manufacturers aiming to reduce operational costs, for small businesses seeking energy independence, and for innovators shaping a greener, more resilient Jamaica. The solutions being showcased today, particularly in the field of solar energy, are transformative. Solar is no longer an alternative. It is a strategic asset that delivers energy independence, lower electricity bills, increased competitiveness for Jamaican industries, and most importantly, a more sustainable relationship with our environment. The government is actively supporting the deployment of distributed renewable energy systems such as rooftop solar, community-based systems, and microgrids. These are especially suited for industrial parks, schools, hospitals, and small manufacturing sites where reliability, resilience, and cost effectiveness are critical. To enable this, we are modernizing our grid infrastructure and updating regulations to accommodate more renewable and support a decentralized energy landscape. The government is also exploring new policy tools to improve net billing. The clean energy revolution demands a new generation of skilled technicians, engineers, entrepreneurs, and researchers. To that end, the government is urging our educational institutions to ensure that curricula, certification, and training programs are aligned with the evolving needs of the energy sector. It's just a pity that most of our students have left. The minister had a message for them. He says that the solar panels, batteries, and other tools and equipment that they saw here today are more than just components. They are doorways to career, to innovation, and to your rightful place in building the Jamaica of tomorrow. As we move forward, the ministry remains fully committed to a just and inclusive energy transition. Every Jamaican, regardless of income or location, must benefit from this progress. That's why programs such as DBJ's and FGB's energy efficiency loan offerings are so critical. They serve as bridges connecting national vision with local viability. Whether you're a small business in St. James, a manufacturer in St. Catherine, or an agro-processor in St. Mary, these tools are making clean energy accessible and achievable. And the minister continues to champion the regulatory support, fiscal incentives, and smart partnerships necessary to sustain this momentum. I must share also that Jamaica is fulfilling its role on the global stage. Our Madam MC alluded to that earlier, and she boasts rightfully that Jamaica rose 8th places on the Climate Scope Index by Bloomberg NEF in 2024, moving from a 47th place to 39th among 105 countries. This is based on attractiveness for clean energy investment, and our advancement reflects Jamaica's strong legislative framework, robust regulations, and well-defined targets and incentives. The initiatives celebrated here today are cornerstones of that mission. Proving that with local innovation, strong policy, and committed financing, we can achieve global standards right here at home. This expo is not just an event, it is an expression of shared vision. To our manufacturers, financial institutions, educators, and entrepreneurs, seize the opportunity. Invest in clean energy solutions that will strengthen your operations and Jamaica's economy. On behalf of the government of Jamaica, I'm speaking for the minister, I reaffirm our unwavering commitment to energy innovation, to sustainability, and to enabling transformative public-private partnership. Together, let us light the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Muirhead, and I feel like singing this song. You know the song that says, I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be
All right. So we're going to take a break and come back with more.
You're a VIP with CIBC Caribbean. Spend US $100 or local equivalent with your CIBC Visa credit card for your chance to win a crop over VIP experience in Barbados. An all-expense-paid trip for two, staying at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, cultural tours, and Aura experience with full glam makeup plus tickets to the hottest last lap events. Visit CIBC Caribbean /crop over 2025 for more info. Conditions apply.
You've led teams, built businesses, and influenced change. Now, lead research that transforms your field. Apply now for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean's Doctor of Business Administration or Doctor of Professional Practice. Flexible, research-based, and designed for working professionals. All UCC programs are accredited by the University Council of Jamaica. Learn more and apply online at ucc.edu.jm. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
We can light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
The nationwide 90 FM Schoolyard Tour 2025 is taking the vibes island-wide. Straight to your schoolyard. Tune in to the E-Zone from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on June 6th as we broadcast live from Bridgeport High School. It's all about empowering minds and igniting the fun. Expect live entertainment, games, and big surprises as we bring the nationwide 90 FM energy to every stop. And you know we will stream it live on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. So tune into the E-Zone June 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Schoolyard Tour at Bridgeport High School. Catch the live stream on Nationwide's YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. Keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM for more details. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
The Schoolyard Tour is brought to you by the Students' Loan Bureau, KFC, Tip Friendly Society, National Council on Drug Abuse, ATL Automotive, West Tech Limited, and Fairview Medical and Dental Center.
Cliff Says is by far the most popular mid-morning radio segment in Jamaica. Cliff Hughes shares his views on the hot-button topics of the day, editorializing on various issues in the news, breaking news stories, and expounding on stories. Cliff Says sets the tone of the show for the rest of the day. Join the award-winning journalist Cliff Hughes weekdays during Cliff Hughes Online at 10 to 10:30 a.m. Join the revolution in media.
Cliff Says is brought to you by Educom Credit Union, providing value through service, and Hyundai, modern premium affordable vehicles.
I'm Dennis Brooks.
I'm Alan Campbell.
I'm Floyd Green.
And I'm Garth Williams. Catch us on the Jamaican Dads podcast right here on Nationwide 90 FM, Thursdays at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m.
The Jamaican Dads podcast is all about providing men with a healthy, safe, and functional forum to tackle many of the taboo topics that concern our masculinity.
Like everyone else out there, we're dads of varying amounts of experience who come from different backgrounds and often view the world differently.
We're definitely not perfect, but we're all brethren and we're all committed to this piece of rock called Jamaica.
Too often, there are no safe spaces for men to explore the issues which are important to us.
Plus, most of the content out there about parenthood is produced by women, for women. So we think it is important that we be the change we want to see.
Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jamaican Dads with a Z.
And definitely join us here on Nationwide 90 FM every Thursday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the Jamaican Dads podcast. It's a revolution in media.
Good evening. It's 24 minutes after 7 o'clock, and we continue to come from the Pegasus Hotel, the site of the Fosrich and Partners Energy Expo, and a lot of good information being distributed and disseminated here to those who are here. And one of the presenters so far is Jason Ferguson. He is the Business Development Executive at the Development Bank of Jamaica, the DBJ. Good evening, Mr. Ferguson.
Good evening, Mr. Hughes. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great.
Good. Well, tell me, how is the DBJ supporting the transition to sustainable energy, particularly for business in the manufacturing sector?
Well, a lot of businesses, they have heard about solar and they have heard persons singing the praises, but they still don't understand. How do we get them to understand? So DBJ provides consultants, reputable consultants that can provide the information needed for them to make the right decision. Now, not only do we create a list of these qualified consultants, but we provide a grant. An energy audit grant gives them the opportunity to reduce the cost of that audit.
Okay.
And that's how we're trying to disrupt that space and create more willing companies switching over to solar.
And what's the maximum you can provide under that grant?
So we started out with a grant of 200,000, but we have since turn it over, we've revamped it, and we're now saying up to $500,000.
Okay. And what do they need to qualify for that?
So they just need to be a registered business with the Company Office of Jamaica, right? Of course, they need to pay their taxes, and they need to be in operations.
Yeah.
So simple qualifications, so almost any business can benefit from this grant.
Right.
Right?
And an expo such as this,
yes,
yeah, you are here representing DBJ. Why is it so crucial for you to be here?
So DBJ offers a wide range of capital solutions. And we're saying capital solutions. Persons used to hear us talking about maybe loans in one form, grants in another form. We're saying capital solutions. We have a product to get you started. So we have that energy audit grant. Now you've done that energy audit and you know what you need to get your solar system installed. You now need funding to purchase the equipment. We have loans. So we can provide the funding to purchase those equipments. But then you go to the bank and the bank says, oh, I need some collateral. Right? There's still a big discussion on whether or not to use panels or security, but in most cases the banks are using other collaterals. Right? So the EBJ steps in with a product called the CEF, Credit Enhancement Facility, that will provide collateral support for businesses that need it. Now this support goes up to as much as $30 million.
So how does it work? What is the key dynamic there?
Okay, so
the credit enhancement facility.
So you go into your AFI, which is approved financial institution with the DBJ, you're negotiating a loan. Let's say you're negotiating a loan of $10 million to put in a system at your business place.
Yeah.
And they're saying that, hey, we need some collateral to support this loan. What we're saying at the DBJ is that if you don't have that collateral, or if you fall short of that $10 million worth of collateral, the DBJ will put in place, if it's a full 10, we will do up to 90% of a $10 million loan, which means that we will support you at $9 million at a minimal cost of 2% plus GCT on the amount being covered.
That is attractive.
Access to finance.
Yeah. How are people taking it up? Are they grabbing it up or?
Well, the CEF is the most innovative product the DBJ has created in some times, and it is a hot seller.
Okay, good. And looking ahead to this business of solar energy solutions, yeah, what would you say to that businessman, businesswoman who is saying, listen, I don't want to borrow no money, but the initial capital can be an inhibiting factor. What would you say to them that, listen, yeah, you should do it for the following reasons?
I would say to them, one, we will help you to understand and to appreciate what solar can do for you by one, allowing you to access that energy audit. After sitting and speaking and that auditor going to your facilities and showing you the numbers of what's possible and the savings that are possible, you will now be more confident to say, hey, I can take a loan to facilitate this process and I can save money from my company and not be worried about it.
So go in and speak with their banker?
Go and speak with their banker. Today there is First Global Bank here as one of our AFI partners. We have many other AFI partners as well. If you're not sure who they are, you can always reach out to us at the DBJ and we will tell you who our partners are.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jason Ferguson.
Yes,
he's Business Development Executive at the Development Bank of Jamaica. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure.
Good. All right. Good. All right. That's so we're going to take a break and come back.
Light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich Lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
You want to win? Then just bet. Bet on the game. No stress, no sweat. And win big in the Wanna Bet Just Bet promotion. Spend $1,500 or more on one Just Bet ticket and complete the entry form at promotions.supremegames.com for your chance to win. Third place gets Beats by Dre. Second place gets an iPhone 15 and AirPods Pro. And first place gets a 65-inch TV and a soundbar. Promotion runs May 16 to July 20, 2025. Grand draw July 25, 2025. Authorized under Section 58. Of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
we're talking energy, and in particular solar energy solutions. And one of the first things people say to you when they consider going solar, the upfront cost, the upfront initial capital cost. Yes? Well, what is good about this expo put on by Fosrich? They have here Development Bank of Jamaica to offer you just heard from Jason Ferguson, financing options. And they also have one of our leading commercial banks, First Global. And First Global's corporate banking manager is Rashina Cope Malcolm. Yeah? And good evening, Rashina.
Good evening, Cliff.
Good. So what motivated First Global to partner with Fosrich on this initiative?
So we have heard the cries of our clients in the manufacturing industry, business industry, and so we created this product and partnered with Fosrich to ensure that our clients can access these solutions from partners who are experienced in the industries.
You have packages ranging from between 4 million to 400 million?
Yes, sir. That's how serious we are about this.
Tell me now how the package is, what is involved if you are, let us start at the lowest level, 4 million, and then work your way up to 400.
So to start with, we are partnering with, we're also partnering with the DBJ, and with Fosrich you can access the energy audit. So when our partners come in and do the energy audit, we can determine the type of financing you need, if you need $4 million or $400 million. So that is where we start. We want to ensure that you get access to a system that works best for you.
And which companies are eligible?
Any company, once you can afford a loan, we will work with you. We will look at your situation. We will assist you with getting collateral for the loan if that's your need. And if you're a large company and you have your financials and your security in place, we will also work with you.
And at the individual level?
At the individual level, our retail banking units will cater to you. So feel free to reach out if you are looking for your household or your business. We have a solution.
Are there any unique benefits of one of your potential customers going to First Global as against one of your competitors?
Absolutely. So,
really? What are
yes.
those?
I'm happy to share them with you. So first, the interest rate is as low as 8.5%. We offer.
You will get that at another bank?
I'm not sure what other offers are out there, but I can tell you this rate is one of the lowest rates on the market. We offer up to 90% financing because we know the costs can be high. So to help keep that cost low, you just need to come up with 10% out of pocket. We're also offering you, again, through the partnership with our sister company, Key Insurance. You get access to installation insurance and also insurance for the system that you purchase. And our partners also give you discounts. So Fosrich is one of our main partners. We have other partners in the energy space to give you a discount on the installation and also on the system.
And what's your turnaround time like?
Our turnaround time, once you give us all the documents that are required, which is not a lot.
Oh, really?
I know.
Oh, really? No.
Oh, yes, trust me. Once we have all the documents, in 3 weeks you can have your loan.
Are you sure about that, Rashida?
Yes, I am. Give us a call, give us a try, and we will work with you.
In 3 weeks? You turn it around?
Turn it around.
Okay. Well, I wish you all the best and your customers at First Global. Yes. Rashina Cope Malcolm, Corporate Banking Manager at First Global. Thank you, Rashina.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay, good. All right. We're going to go to the break and come back.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring, bell a ring,
Nationwide 90 FM Schoolyard Tour 2025 is taking the vibes island-wide. Straight to your schoolyard. Tune in to the E-Zone from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on June 6th as we broadcast live from Bridgeport High School. It's all about empowering minds and igniting the fun. Expect live entertainment, games, and big surprises as we bring the Nationwide 90 FM energy to every stop. And you know we will stream it live on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live too. So tune into the E-Zone June 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Schoolyard Tour at Bridgeport High School. Catch the live stream on Nationwide's YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live too. Keep your station locked to Nationwide 90 FM for more details. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. The Schoolyard Tour is brought to you by the Students' Loan Bureau, KFC, Tip Friendly Society, National Council on Drug Abuse, ATL Automotive, West Tech Limited, and Fairview Medical and Dental Center.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
This is to advise that on Sunday, June 8, 2025, the Mayor's Parlor will begin at 12:30 p.m. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Do you have a consumer-related issue? Want to learn more about matters concerning you as a consumer? Well, keep it locked to Nationwide 90 FM for the Consumer Hour with me, Nora Gay Banton, weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m. For all your consumer-centric matters, stay tuned to the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Looking to rent a fully operational production studio? Then Nationwide 90 FM has got you covered. We have flexible options to meet your recording needs any day of the week. Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays available upon request. Bookings must be made in advance. Call us today at 630-1210. Let us help you reach your production desires.
Public opinions. Stop this foolish about this GLP and PMP business. We all are Jamaican. Different people.
It's not a matter of a JLP or a PMP. I think it's more like where it is that you think you're comfortable, what support you can afford to make the country better.
Different views.
Most entertainers, they're not amenable to management, so the only thing that can ultimately structure them is the court and the prison.
Public opinion. The voice of the people at 6:25 p.m. weekdays during Nationwide at 5. Tune into Nationwide at 6:25 p.m. for Public Opinion, where the people's views matter.
Public Opinion is brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Good evening. And we're talking solar energy solutions here at the Foss Rich and Partners Energy Expo at the Pegasus Hotel. And we're going to learn now about the role and the products offered by a company, JA Solar. The regional sales manager is Rayon Whitaker. Yeah, it's a solar development company founded in Shanghai, China. Yeah, they design, develop, manufacture, and sell solar cell and solar module products, and are based, as I said, in China. We also have the sales team leader for Jamaica Solar, Jairo Castrillon. I hope I got that right. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Thank you for having us.
Good evening. Let me begin with Rion Whitaker, the Regional Sales Manager. For those who are unfamiliar with JA Solar, tell us a little about the company and what it does.
Sure. So to start, persons may hear JA Solar and think of, oh, it's Jamaica. The modules are manufactured in Jamaica.
Yes.
That was my thought the first time using these modules. And in investigating, found that the company is based in China. So we have been around for the past 20 years making modules. As a matter of fact, the May just gone, we celebrated 20 years in the industry manufacturing modules.
In Jamaica?
No, in China. So we are based in Shanghai. Our head office is actually in Beijing, and we manufacture our modules for the world. We ship modules to over 178 countries worldwide, and we have operations in major territories in South America, North America, Europe, and Asia.
So the stuff you sell are manufactured in China?
Yes. So for the Jamaican market, where our modules will be serving phosphorus, for the Jamaican market, the modules will be coming from China. Right.
And in terms of the company's corporate outlook, given the opportunities for the solar energy business, how would you describe that? Mr. Sales Team Leader, carry on. Is the company bullish, cautious, or what about the prospects for Jamaica and the Caribbean?
Yeah, actually, what we have seen here with the prospects on Jamaica and the English Caribbean is that this is a very attractive market for J Solar. We are coming from being number one in the largest markets in Latin America, like Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and now we are arriving here, finding the right partner, which is Phosrich, to create a strong network for distribution, so we can offer support to the customers and help them develop the market. So now with this alliance with Phosrich, we are sure we will be also having number one on the list. On the market share, as we have did on the main markets across Latin America region.
So are you number one yet in Jamaica, or that's where you're aiming for?
That is exactly what we're aiming for.
But you're not there yet?
Well, we find for Jamaica, we find that most of the focus is on just any solar panels, but we're a premium brand. So based on our target of 2030, having at least 50% renewables in 2030, we are partnering with Phosrich to bring premium quality solar panels to Jamaica.
And what's been the response like from the Jamaican marketplace?
Oh man, the fact that we're using the latest technology, TopCon technology, and our modules are bifacial, so you have glass on the front, glass on the back. We find that installers are actually appreciating that, are loving it, because what happens is in their installations, the rear side of the panel also attracts or is able to generate energy. So in times before, it would just be the top section of the panel when it's installed. So now, based on our bifacial modules and the TopCon technology, we have the modules or solar panels for the average person. The solar panels now generating power or harnessing power from the top and also from the rear side.
And what's the benefit of that?
The benefit of that is you produce more energy over a longer period of time. Also, for installers, it's more safety. For installers and homeowners, more safety, because when you have that plastic back sheet, then you have what's called hotspots developed. And those hotspots can result in extreme heat and fire over time. So with the glass, the two glass sandwich, you have that heat being able to dissipate equally. along the length or across
Right.
the area of the module.
And how does JA Solar ensure that your products are durable, and maintenance, not heavy maintenance?
All right, so we go through rigorous testing before they're actually sent out in the market. So you have external bodies and also our team that test for various things before they're sold or before they're sent out. And these external bodies are put forward to govern or standardize or manage what is sent out on the market, and they ensure that it's only premium products that are delivered.
Yeah. And Mr. Sales Manager, Mr. Castrion, where your prices start? Because cost is a huge factor for your customers to decide whether they're going with JA Solar or a competitor. Where do you start in terms of the spectrum? I did hear that it's a premium product, so it means a premium price.
Yeah, sure it is. In this industry, different than so many other industries, the quality is even more important than, let's say buying a car or buying some tool. Because here we are talking about products that are supposed to last more than 30 years once you buy them.
30 years?
Yeah, that's the warranty term. So when you're buying something that must work for you during that long time, you would really want that module to do that for you for that long time because you're paying for it. So being a premium brand and choosing a premium brand like ours will give you that confidence that you need when you buy that. So our price is all the time is competitive enough for this segment of the market that we belong to. And also because we cannot lose the view that we're talking about electrical products that's going to be on the rooftop of your house or your business, and you don't want something bad to happen to it. So you got to make sure the materials are good quality, the certifications of that product are well tested and done. So our price is competitive enough for the segment of the market we belong to that has allowed us to be, as I mentioned before, number one in so many countries here in the region, but also be achievable for any kind of customer that would like to get a solar system.
So the average lifespan of JA Solar modules, 30 years. What about your competitors?
Our competitors are showing 25 years. So this was we were actually showing 25 years or offering 25 years before, but now based on the new technology or advance or research and development, that's something that we constantly do: research, develop, test. So now we're able to extend that from 25 to 30 years.
And Mr. Castrion, the Chinese are powerful in terms of manufacturing. This kind of industry is tailor-made. Where in the world now, outside of the Caribbean, that you're targeting? You're going into Mr. Trump's America?
Well,
or you're already there?
Yeah. As you said, the China industry is so powerful that they are leading the solar technology manufacturing, and there are some other countries that are trying to get into this race, but for the reasons we all know, top one manufacturers for solar are Chinese. There are some other little countries, little in quantity, that are trying to produce their own modules, but prices, are not the same level than the Chinese guys. And it doesn't mean that the quality is lower from China. Actually, it's the best quality we can find in the industry. But for the history, we have learned that they can do everything cheaper and good quality as well. So that's where they is coming from.
Yeah. Mr. Whitaker, how is your maintenance record? To maintain what you sell. Do you service what you sell?
We do. And to add, Hyro can add to this in terms of recycling. So you can let him know a little bit about recycling.
As it happens with some other industries as well, this product has a lifetime, and after that we gotta think, what are we gonna do with these modules? They have aluminum, glass, polysilicon. So we belong to a cycle called PV Cycle, which is a kind of company that is funded by us, in charge of getting the modules that are no longer working, or the modules that get damaged or broken, and recycle them all. So we put money to not just investing on getting top one in sales, but also as a responsibility with the environment, getting back the modules that are getting damaged. So environment is good about it, and so we are responsible, in the whole cycle of the product, since the very beginning, manufacture, and even when the lifetime is ended.
How can Jamaicans reach you, Ryan Whitaker?
They can reach out to FastRich to get our modules, and we're also active on social media in terms of by email. You can reach out by email, rayan.whitaker@jasolar.com, and you can find us again on our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Thank you very much. Regional Sales Manager, JA Solar, Rayan Whitaker, and Sales Team Leader at JA Solar, Hyro Castrillo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good. Leave it for this evening. We want to say thanks to our producer, yes, Dana Davey, our Business Development Executive, Diana Buchanan, yes, our videographer, Brian Jones, right, and of course our broadcast engineer, Jermaine Compass, and of course the members of the news and production team. Thank you all so much, yes. And that's where we're going to leave it. Reminding you, I'm Cliff Hughes on behalf of my co-host, Sanjay Lewis, earlier. Yes. Reminding you, take care of your loved one and look out for your neighbor. Good night.
I'm Dennis Brooks.
I'm Alan Campbell.
I'm Floyd Green.
And I'm Garth Williams. Catch us on the Jamaican Dads Podcast right here on Nationwide 90.